Hey y'all. Hey y'all. What's up? We back. A2TP podcast, episode 65. Excuse your boy, got an orange slice in my mouth. Episode 65, we back. How y'all doing?
I'm prepared, huh? I ate mine already.
All right. Boom. That's just part of the show. Episode 65, we are back in the building. A2TP podcast, episode 65. Your boy, International Walk.
And it's your girl, Tosh, the co-hostess with the mostest. Did you roll your eyes at me?
I don't know how to roll my eyes.
I saw a little like...
I don't know how to roll my eyes.
Okay. He side-eyed me.
What's up, y'all? We back for another week. We hope y'all enjoyed y'all week. We hope y'all all healthy out there. Y'all family's healthy. Everybody good. We good. Hope y'all had a good week. What was going on? What's some of y'all wows? What's some of y'all woes? All that stuff. Did you forget?
I did, but I'll remember this time. I'll remember this time. Some wows and woes, some questions.
So you were supposed to be asked what was your wows and woes this week, but seemed to be lacking in a certain department on the show. But
it's never enough.
We'll get that together.
If y'all knew the amount of work that I did,
we'll get that together. Even if we gotta move some things around, even if we gotta terminate some people. But we'll.
You ever hear like those stories where like somebody got fired and they show back up to work the next day?
Mm-hmm. That's what you'll do. Be back the next week.
Mm-hmm. I'm coming back. Mm-hmm. You can't get rid of me.
International Walk and co-hosts with the mostest. We are on A2TPodcast.com. We are on Facebook. We Facebooking. We on Instagram, Instagramming. We on YouTube, YouTubing. We on Google Podcasts, Googling and podcasting. We on Anchor, holding shit down. We on Radio Public because we outside. And we on TikTok because we talking with the tickers. And we on Breaker because we breaking shit down, breaking barriers down. And we on Spotifying. So y'all can catch us on all those platforms.
I like how you broke that down. We breaking barriers. I like that.
Well, you know.
And we didn't get our Anchor tattoo because of Anchor, but it fit.
No, it just works with the program. But that A2 podcast tattoo.
Yeah, you got it. What we getting?
Earphones.
Oh, I like that.
The logo.
Over your ear?
On your nose?
How about your cheek? Oh, like a teardrop. A teardrop, but it'll be the headphones.
That's enough. I don't really know what we're talking about right now. How are you?
I'm well.
No. How are you?
You do it corny.
What? I just said, how are you?
We gotta send you to some acting classes.
I'm not an actor. I don't want to be.
I'm doing good. Mentally, I am an 8. I might be like a 7.8.
7.8?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Yeah, what the fuck?
Okay, so I'll be an 8.
Jesus Christ.
I'll be an 8. Mentally, I'm an 8. So
what's work looking like?
Work is a 1. It's like, no, it's not a 1.
I was about to say, we never scored a 1.
No.
Maybe look at you like a 1. You want me to write that down?
No, I would say work is a 7 right now.
A 7.
You know what? Work is a 7 because it's on a 10. Like, so it's a 7 right now.
So mentals, we got an 8.
And mental is being pulled
work,
down
we got a
some
7.
because of work, yeah. Finances, we had a 9 with finances. No complaints there, thank God.
Physicality.
Physical, I'm like a 7. I need a massage. Like, I need some other things from YouTube, but we'll talk about that after the show.
Yeah, you fucked that up.
We'll talk about that after the show. Your body belongs to me.
Physical is what now? A 7?
Physical is a 7. I need a massage, and I know that's all because of work. Like I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, but I know how to rebalance myself. So, but overall, I would say I'm an 8.
Get your shit together.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. Mental.
Wait, baby. How are you?
Wow, Ray. You make me think this like the Young and the Restless. I was like Victor Cruz or something. And you was
Victor Cruz, Victor Newman.
Victor Newman or something. And you was doing some weak actress act. Yeah, I don't know what that was.
How are you?
I'm good. Mentally, I am a 9.
That's good. That's very good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm mentally, I'm not pooped or anything like that, or down. Not depressed. I'm good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because bouts of depression can come and go, you know?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for some people, it stays around, but yeah.
Yeah, that means a bigger problem at that point. Work is a 8. Work's an 8. I got 3 different jobs going on. 2 in one area, 1 in another area. Well, in 2 different states.
Yeah.
And it's good.
But can I give you some props though? I know
What?
it was stressing you out, like the distance and stuff, but you made a great pivot. Like you structured your day so that you can be closer to home and then slide on in the house at the end of the day instead of having to take that long drive at the end. That was
I
a
did
very
a long drive
strategic.
like 3 or 4 times, and it's just too much. Like I can't. After 5 years of taking 10-minute rides, a 45-minute, 50-minute ride home,
Yeah.
it's just I'm exhausted.
But that was very strategic of you, and I thought that just your ability to pivot there was good. Yeah. How's finances?
Finances is a 9. I'm sure they're about to be an 8 soon because we got some things in the works. But finances are a 9. No complaints there. Glad I have a job to go to every day. Glad God allows me to earn money. So
How you feeling physically?
Physically, I am a 8. I would like to be a 9, but I'm an 8.
That's good. Well,
Yeah.
what is stopping you from being a 9?
Probably the weather, because I want to like move around, walk and work out, and like go to a park or something and do. But I want to be outside. Like I'm not real fixed on the gym right now and just being amongst the masses.
Because of
thick
like the
people.
still the
Yeah,
the
people
virus
still
running
getting sick
around.
and shit like that, and just being in a closed area, everybody breathing. But I do feel like my body wants to be like the last couple of days. Yeah, I want to like get my heart rate up. That's what I feel. You know how you have that feeling like you just want to run and like make your heart beat fast? That's the feeling that I have.
Question. I know you said you're not familiar with the gym, and I know in our conversation you're not.
Who said
I mean,
they're
not familiar. I
with
didn't
the
mean to
gym?
say not familiar. You're not comfortable with going back to the gym. I know in our conversation you're not comfortable with resuming like going to the movies because of like closed in spaces and stuff like that. It's still with people being contagious.
Well, I think it's circumstantial. If I walked into a movie theater and it's packed like a thicket, I'm not going to want to be there. If I walked into a movie theater and it's 30 people in a 100-seat theater, okay, I'm a little bit.
But how
more
would you really know that until you get there?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like,
but not going to see movies the day they come out.
I was about to say, and then going at those times that are popular, like a Sunday morning movie, you pretty much can guarantee. Well,
It's a
for the
matinee.
most part, it may not be a crowd. So I get you.
There's some people that do that every Sunday.
And then it's some theaters, like it's a theater I know we've been to a few times where it's a it's those bigger seats, so it's less seats there, so you can't.
I think most of the movie theaters are like that now.
Oh, they transition. Okay.
The big seats because of wanting people to come back and I
be
know
comfortable.
AMC's are.
Yeah.
Anything? What else is it besides
Regal,
Regal?
but I don't know if they're related. What other activities did you do? Bowling is something else that you don't feel comfortable with doing anymore, just because of like the touching of things. I suggested putting a glove on, but he said no.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't want to bowl with a fucking plastic glove on, and then it's a finger food you eating. I just never knew bowling was so gross, like so nasty.
In hindsight, when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with bowling. It's fun. I like it, but I didn't think it was that nasty when you thought about like putting your fingers in them holes. You don't know if they cleaning them right. The whole germ thing, the shoes, not the boots. I'm sorry, the little shoes they give you. You don't know how often the person disinfecting that stuff.
I mean, technically, you would hope they're doing it after everywhere, but you're right, you don't know.
Yeah, and then, feet stinking. You got people, the holes is like, damn, like, what if somebody just put a boogie in there? Like, just being smart.
No, that's disgusting.
It is.
And now, they may be disinfecting shoes very frequently. Let's hope they are. But the balls, they are. Because people come and go.
It's too rapid.
You use different balls and stuff like that.
Even if they wash them down at night or wipe them off, I'm sure they're not getting in the holes.
Yeah. I mean, they might spray some like Lysol.
And what about
or
the kid holes? Like, they germy as shit.
Kids. You always say kids are so
Jeremy is a mother.
Yeah.
Wows and woes.
My wow this week, nothing spectacular happened, but my biggest wow is just waking up every day, being healthy, being in my right mind. I'm just grateful. Again, work is stressful, but I'm extremely grateful to have a job. That's just my wow. God continuing to show out and show me grace and mercy.
That's a great wow. To give recognition to that. Woes.
I don't have any woes. I don't have any woes. No,
not really prepared this week, huh?
Well, no, you know what? I guess because work has been so mentally consuming.
But see, that's the thing. You can't let it, and you still got to come to the table with some goddamn wows and woes.
Oh, do you want me to make something up?
No, but I'm just saying.
What I was gonna give you a woe if you woe and slow down. I know we haven't talked about this every week, which I agree is not a great idea that we do. The violence in the city in Philly that's still going on. It's heartbreaking, and seeing that and I don't know all the details of them, but I saw 2 stories that happened within I'm going to just say the last week, where one was a 15-year-old and one was a 13-year-old. I know the 15-year-old got killed. The 13-year-old, I'm not sure that they were killed, but it just made me think, like, sheesh, like, we know it's been so much violence for so long. The 20-year-olds, and then you got the older teens, like, 18, 19 population. It's like these victims are getting younger and younger. So it just made me think the other day, I don't know why I giggled, but it made me think the other day when I read the story, like, slowly but surely are we just like doing away with
it's definitely gotten younger and younger, the kids shooting and killing and being
so
killed.
Much more frequently, like you're hearing these ages 13, 14, 15.
When you had 13-year-olds are locked up for murder, or 13-year-olds, how many times in your life you think, like, when you think back to, like, you heard somebody got murdered and you was like 26 years old and you was like, oh, that's fucked up, but you just kept right on with your day and you just, like, not even thought or said nothing about it or gave a fuck? In essence, you didn't give a fuck. I'm sure you care as a human that somebody died, but in the middle of conversation, it's like, oh yeah, Boo Boo and them got killed. Oh damn, that's fucked up. And then you just go right on to what you was doing, as if, like, your day consumed whatever else was going on around you, because we come from environments where we hear it so consistently.
Right.
And it's like a period of time where you kind of just heard it while you were growing up. And certain people, you was like, oh, damn, that's fucked up. Damn, oh, man. But certain people was just like, oh, that's fucked up. Like,
you know what? It's weird because I feel like it was a period of time where...
I told them, not to cut you off, I say that to say, like, now you can't do that. It's like the older you get, it hits you different. And I'm not saying like you're more sensitive, but you're more empathetic.
And I think too that that's part of the reason. I know for me, I have to disconnect because it's happening at such alarming rates. If I was engaged in seeing, like, I don't know what that would do to my mental. And I know there's some people that watch the news religiously, people follow, and not to say they do it for sensationalism or, just to gossip and be in the know, but they do it to be informed about what's going on in the community. But it's like a gift and a curse. Like, you want to be informed, but at what detriment? What are you doing to your psyche? Because if you are an empathetic person, that's like the amount of sadness that you bring in onto yourself over something you have no control over. And sometimes I think to myself, it's sad. You kind of want to know what's going on. Like, I think it was important to know about the influx of carjackings that was going on, because
if you don't know about it, you'll be getting snatched out your car.
Right. It was important to know, but at the same time, it was like, oh my God, I don't want to keep hearing about this every single day, because then it starts to bring on that blanket of fear where now you're not even moving normally in some ways, because your mind... You start operating out of fear instead of just going about. You start operating out of fear instead of operating out of awareness, and that's what I don't want to do. I want to.
It's a fine line between being aware
and being afraid of what's going on.
But you have to be afraid a little bit, because if you're not, you will be getting pulled out your car.
Absolutely.
You will be
Absolutely.
you will be caught up in a situation, because there's just certain neighborhoods and certain places in Philly you just shouldn't be at, especially after like dark or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, you just shouldn't be around there. There's at the time, I don't know what it's about now, but it was like groups of carjackers like all over the city. So when you look on the news and 3 times a week somebody's getting carjacked, it's time to stay.
Yeah.
Just, it's not like you never going back to Philly. We've been back to Philly. It's just,
we haven't been in.
yeah, it's
you
not
know
like
what though?
we used to spend a lot of time in Philly on the weekends, like hanging out and just being out, restaurants and shit like that. And it's like, I don't know. I thought about valeting a couple times, but it's like, just be err on the side of safety.
You know what though? What I feel like it has created an environment that I like, where it has made us look for other avenues of entertainment and stuff like that, and just things to do, places to be, because yeah, like you're right. You want to operate out of awareness, have the fear, never have that thought of, oh, it could never be me, because it very well can be you. But you gotta know how to move. That's one thing why I always let people know, like, we may live in Jersey, but we are not from Jersey.
No.
Like but it is a difference. If you're not from that environment and you don't know how to operate, you don't know. And people could, like, I get in my car and lock my doors immediately. Well, I just found out how to do that. Before, it would lock as soon as I put it in drive, but I lock my doors immediately. I never drive with my windows rolled all the way down. Like, just those things that I'm just aware of.
Little things like I don't pull behind a car like tight in Philly at all. Like, I always leave, no matter if I'm coming up to a light or stop sign, I always leave like a car's length of space between us in case some shots ring out. Like, I'm not stuck between 2 cars, right, or gotta hit cars to get the fuck out. Like, you just never know. People could be running across the street shooting. Somebody tap you from the back, somebody tap on your window with a gun. You never know what the hell going on.
And what I thought about today, I seen a video where there was a shooting and a car was driving. They just like stopped, got out, and shot up the car behind them. And that car ended up going around, but of course it was a hit. Like this was planned. And I was thinking to myself, God forbid, I would never want to be caught. I know we don't do nothing to be in a situation like that, but I would never want to be caught in a situation where it's mistaken identity.
Yeah.
Like, somebody see your car or something, and a car riding in front of you, you have no idea it's a car full of shooters, that they going to slow down at any moment. Like, 2 guys jumped out the car and started shooting. I can't remember if they both jumped out the back or whatever. 2 guys jumped out. Then the car kept going. They shot up the car behind them, and then I'm not sure if the guys died or not. But they did they kept going, but then they ended up pulling over, like, they were shot. But you just think, like, cars are in front of you all the time. You have no idea what that car, who's in that car, what they're doing, what they're thinking. And I would just hope to never be caught in a situation of mistaken identity.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
That's bad.
That was like some assassination type stuff.
Yeah. I remember in Gratz, going to high school, there was something that happened like that, but it was with the police on Huntington Park Avenue. It was coming from getting pizza, and it was like, remember the dick cars that used to look like dick cars? Mm-hmm. Like, when you seen them, you knew detectives was in them. Well, it was one of them cars, so you knew it was 4 white guys in the cop car, and then it was 4 black guys in the car in front of them at the red light on Allegheny and Huntington Park. And as no sooner than crossing the light, the 4 Jews jump out the car with like Uzis and machine guns and shoot at the detective's car, like glass shattering everywhere, people's cars, people jump out the cars, and cops shooting back. Dude falls in the street, shot, 3 dudes run away, and it was just like a 25-second mayhem scene. And it's like school kids outside, like, what the fuck just happened? And it was like on the news, and these guys was wanted for murder. The cops was following them for a long time, and at that light, they decided. Well, they didn't decide to take them. The guys had figured out it's cops. That it was cops, and they decided to just jumped out, and ran and shot at the cop, like shot all the windows out. None of the cops were shot, but I remember that being like a huge, huge deal. Like kids cutting school and this shit happened.
Well, I know we digressed a little bit. What's your wows and woes for this week? What's your wows?
I didn't give no wows and woes? Damn, you took a long time.
It was your fault. You started talking to me.
Wows is, I don't have no, Barack was in the White House again today.
Wow.
That's a wow.
This week he was?
Yeah, today. He was
speaking
right? About the anniversary of the Affordable Care Act.
Wow.
So that's what he was there for. And he made a jokey joke.
Was it funny?
Yeah. He had Kamala Harris and Joe Biden beside him, and he gets up to the podium, and he's like, all right, everybody sit down. And he's like, Vice President Biden. And everybody started laughing. He was like, it's a joke. It's a joke. He's the president. Like, it was playing. But it was like, he cool as shit. So that was fun to see Barack in the White House again. Woes, staring.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's having a hard time.
Well, you know, you gonna put you on the spot, man. You ain't show up to work Monday. He's fucking late today. I don't like it. Get your shit together. I don't know what's going on, but, you know, you need to talk to me, but get your shit together. So that's my woe.
Okay. Hope all is well. That's that.
In our society, we have and I think it's just in our culture. I don't know this to be in Chinese culture or white culture or Spanish. Well, it's in Spanish culture too. But ever since you were little, they told you not to tattle-tell. Like, kids don't like a tattle-tell. Your mom, your dad don't like a tattle-tell. And then you grow up. And if you grew up in the streets and adopted yourself as a street person, then there's a code of ethics that you had to follow. And snitching was top of the list, no, under no circumstances. So talk about snitching and what you think snitching is, what snitching consists of, and why is it so prevalent in our culture? And does it change? Or, you know, is it a concrete thing?
You know, it's one of those things where I feel like it's that whole mentality of you can't be a rat, no snitching, blah, blah, blah. It has permeated throughout our society, and people don't even think logically about it. Like, okay, to me, this is what snitching is. If we do a crime together,
me and you,
I get caught,
we go out and tear that shit down,
and I get caught,
and you get mad,
and I tell on you.
Ain't nothing gonna happen, and you didn't happen to me first though.
But just chill. Just if I get caught, you didn't get caught, and I tell on you. Let's not use you, because I know you would go and turn yourself in and be like, no, let my wife go. If me and Toya out, we like set it off, boom boom, and I get caught, and I'm like, well, Toya was with me too.
That's snitching?
That's snitching. Why am I telling? I'm caught. I'm wrong. I did it. Like, why am I telling?
Let me paint the scenario a little bit different. Let's say Toya is not your best friend. Let's say Toya is a person that you a booster. She's a booster. Y'all get together to boost. Okay? So y'all don't hang out. Y'all don't love each other. Mm-hmm. But y'all boosters. And y'all boost shit together. Y'all do crime together.
But we do not boost in real life.
No.
But go ahead.
But y'all boosters. Y'all do boost.
Say. Don't be putting that out there.
I won't put no smut on your name.
Exactly. And my baby,
I won't put no smut on Toya's name neither. She got a husband. I don't speak about nobody's wife. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She got a husband. I know how that is. So shouts out to Toya and Daryl. But if y'all are boosting and something happened, y'all got to run out the store. She gets into it with a security guard, stabs him, gets away, you get away. And now cops come, lock you up. They find you, can't find her. Time goes on, you locked up, couple of months, trial, you need bail, all that stuff is about to happen. Nobody came forward and said, I stabbed him or anything like that. You about to go to jail. You about to, like, get some serious time unless you cooperate and tell who stabbed the security guard. Are you telling?
Okay, she's not my friend.
No, I just laid the scenario out.
I'm just confirming that I understand the facts. So she's not my friend. We're just boosting together, but she stabbed him. Now, this is the thing. Per the law, whether they know she did it or not,
They locking you up for attempt murder.
Anyway, so that's not.
But they tell you if you go to trial and you lose this attempt murder, you about to get 25 to 50. If you cop a plea, then you getting 10 years.
No, so okay, but this is what I'm saying. Correct me if I'm wrong. Per the law, whether I had the knife or not,
you're still going to get the charge for attempt murder, but they're offering you less time if you cooperate.
And tell on her.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Okay.
So you can go from 25 to 50 years, or you can go and cooperate and say it wasn't me, it was Toya. Wasn't me.
Don't be saying people's whole name on
I'm
here.
sorry. It was Toya who did it, and I'm sorry. It was Toya who did it. I'm sorry. And you about to go to jail, and would you tell?
Not loving her not being my friend. Yes, I'm not taking a murder or attempted murder charge for something that I did not do. Now, take out the stabbing, we boosting, I get caught, she don't get caught. What am I telling for? I did it. I was guilty here. I'm not telling on you just that they be like, okay, well, you're going to get this amount of time unless you tell. Like, that's crap stuff. This is a crime I did. I don't know that person. I don't know who she was.
But that's not a crime you did, though. And I'm just playing devil's advocate here. That's not a crime you did. You boost and
that's what I'm saying.
Caught up in a situation. So at that moment, you're gonna take.
I'm not taking an attempted murder charge or a murder charge for a stranger, like snitching. For somebody. Yeah, that's not snitching.
It is snitching.
I'm snitching.
I was about to say what you just did was snitching, because listen, snitching is any time a human being, man or woman, adopts street ethics of any kind, whether it be stealing, whether it be robbing, whether it be scamming, drug dealing, stick up kid, murderers, like whatever you wanted to call it, any type of illegal activity that you adopt in your life. If you tell on somebody, that's snitching.
Okay.
So
I am snitching. I am a thief. I am not a murderer. I am a thief. I'm not an attempted murderer. I am a thief. I'm not a stabber. So if I am a thief, that's my line. That's my street lane right there. My lane ain't veered into trying to take people's lives. I'm not doing 25, 35, 55 a life when I could do 5, 10 years for stealing. Give me my punishment for stealing, but I'm not taking punishment for taking a life or attempting to take a life that I didn't do because of some code of ethics. Like,
okay, that's what your opinion is. Let me just say, snitching in our community is probably it's a stain on you in our community as a pedophile is amongst the world.
That's sad.
You'll never get it off your jacket. Hold on, you'll never get it off your jacket. You'll never live it down. You'll lose friends over it. You will you'll be isolated, kind of like you're a leper of some sort. Let me read this. Snitching refers to conveying inside, potentially incriminating information about others to authorities, in contrast to prior criminology accounts of snitching, which rely on small and purposeful samples. Accounts of snitching which rely on small and purposeful samples. We use a probability sample of 802 males in a prison in Texas to study the status.
Okay.
What, my lady?
Yeah, you shaking.
Prevalence, acceptability, and correlates of snitching. Snitches are positioned at the bottom of the of the inmate hierarchy. Out of the 802 male inmates, 7% snitched. 1.8% didn't care that they snitched. It totals 9%. And snitching is permissible when it comes to age, civic engagement, education, gang status, arrest, and imprisonment history.
Let me tell you, I don't care about none of that. Because if I have friends or people that care about me, people that love me, the fact that you would think less of me because I chose not to do, as my friend, you shouldn't want me to throw my life away for something I wouldn't do just to
It's a fine
uphold
line,
some
though.
standard of street code. Like, you shouldn't even want that for me.
So
to be
is
like,
it a thing? You're saying it's a thing and you shouldn't snitch, but you would in that situation.
Well, okay, again, well, in the scenario that you painted, again, this is somebody who's not my friend. Somebody
But y'all
who
choose to do criminalistic endeavors together. So y'all get together once or twice a month, hit the malls and
not
steal.
to kill.
But
We don't get together to kill people.
I'm just saying.
We don't get together to kill people.
Y'all-
We get together to steal.
But drug dealers can say the same thing. We get together to sell drugs. We don't get together to kill people. You still not supposed to snitch.
So let me tell you. Okay. So I shouldn't even ask you because I know the answer, which is insane. If you're on the corner selling drugs, you and somebody, this ain't your friend, y'all don't have no long-lasting relationship, it's just somebody y'all, I don't even know how drug dealing go, but y'all agree to hustle on the block, this corner together, however that works out, fine. And somebody, rolls up to rob y'all, right? This corner, y'all in the corner, this y'all corner, y'all established this is y'all corner. Somebody rolls up to rob y'all, and this person pulls out a gun and shoots them, kills them. Mm-hmm. And the cops come, y'all both run, y'all both get caught. And they like, oh, we was watching the corner. We know you was on the corner. And then this person is shot. Who shot him? If you don't tell us, you getting life. Like, you getting a murder charge.
Yeah, I can't tell.
I don't even know why I asked you this because I know your answer.
Especially
to
at
me,
that
that's
point in
ludicrous.
At that point in time in my life, you can't tell. It's like if you adopted the street life, which I did as a young child, you can't tell. You won't be able to live nowhere. You won't be able to go nowhere. And the fact that you're going to jail, I don't think people who never been to jail, or you sitting here as a female, like, you don't understand how hard the rest of your living gonna be.
I get it.
People know you told. It's like I can't even explain, like, you're below a rat. Like,
no, listen, I do understand. And I
don't think you do.
No, I do, and it's sad and it's a shame that it's like that. That thought process needs to be broken. Now, here's the thing. If me and my homie go in this person's house, this is my homie, we're doing a crime together, we like, shh. We going in here to do this together, and we pull our guns, we rob somebody, and somebody end up getting shot. You was in this scenario with them. No, you shouldn't tell. This is somebody who you have a relationship. But see, you know what? As I'm saying this, I'm thinking to myself, that's stupid too. But you still gonna get the time. So it's like,
would you go to jail for? So would you go to jail for me?
I would absolutely go to jail.
Would you go to jail for your sister?
Yes, but this is the caveat to that. I would, but in my mind, and I hope they don't prove me wrong, whether it's my sister, whether it's Toya, whether it's you, I would hope that y'all wouldn't allow me to be put in that situation.
I understand all of that, but we're speaking for the sake of conversation, and hypothetically, if some shit went down with you and Erica, and you had to go to jail, or she had to turn herself in, would you do the time?
She got about 48 hours to get her affairs in order and to come and because again.
So under no circumstances you snitching, like, you gonna tell?
Yeah. Why do you want me to throw my life away?
I'm just asking a question.
I understand.
Did you adopt yourself as a street person when you was young?
No, I'm not a street person.
But you was out at the parties and smoking weed and, like, hanging with the rough crowd. Like, that's adopting the street culture.
I wasn't
like, I'm out 2 a.m. I'm out doing shit. So if I see somebody get shot, I'm gonna be the one to be like, yeah, he did it.
Now no, absolutely not. That to me, I'm not calling no tip line. I'm not filing no report with the cops. oh, ma'am, somebody got shot outside. Sir, I was asleep. I didn't come to the door. I ain't have my glasses on. I didn't see nothing. I don't know nothing. None of that. I'm not volunteering information just to be of assistance. And I'm sorry. And I know some people might think that's not good. But somebody gets shot on the doorstep. Sorry, sir, I didn't see it. I didn't even know we had a doorstep. Like, I'm not volunteering information in that scenario.
So this is where I would consist as snitching.
And wait, let me just say this. Being in the streets and being a part of the culture in the sense doesn't make you a street person. I was in the streets, but I didn't adopt that street mentality. I wasn't committing no crimes. I wouldn't steal a pack of gum. Like, I wasn't committing no crime, so I didn't. And no, I would be a fraud to say, oh, I was down with, like, no, I wasn't a part of that. I ain't want no parts. The most illegal thing I did was smoke weed, like, or go into clubs, go into places with fake ID, like, but I wasn't. No, that
you stole before. Think about it. You stole.
You're not gonna put me on blame.
I'm just saying.
I will think about it. We'll talk about this afterwards. So if I have to apologize afterwards,
I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just saying it's between us. We live our truths here, and that's all I'm gonna leave it there. You stole.
All right, let's have this conversation later. Then you're making me think, what I steal? Okay, we'll have this conversation later.
You stole big too.
I ain't no street person. Oh, here you go.
What? I'm just saying, you stole.
Go ahead.
So a snitch is a person that, like, if you adopt the street life, you out selling drugs, you out robbing people, you out boosting, you scamming, you doing things like that, and you get locked up, and you have a co-defendant, and you tell on that co-defendant, that's snitching. So when they say snitching, it changes depending on age and civic engagement. Obviously, civic engagement is according to your job. You see something that's going down and you want to tell. Or your age, where it's just like, you're a 50, 60-year-old person, you see somebody get knocked upside the head, and you want to tell. You're like, yo, I saw what happened, they did it. Or your education, where you just taught differently. Like, you sitting here saying, I don't believe in that.
And sometimes maybe if you are a lawyer or something like that may go
gang status also, because if you're in a gang, then you're not snitching at all. That's not even
I thought about to say, when do they get permission?
No, that's not even a part. And depending on your arrest history, what you've been in and out of jail for, now you might,
something.
Yeah, or you might adapt the rules and know you can't do this, or you might say, I'm a CI and this is how
help myself out.
Yeah, I'm gonna help myself.
That's some crap stuff when you just voluntarily an unpaid police officer.
So when is it not snitching? If you see a old lady, or not an old lady, let's say you see an 18-year-old kid walking down the street and some guys jump out the car and rob him, and you sitting in your office and you see it, and few police start knocking on the door. Did you see anything? And they knock on the door. Did you see something? What are you saying?
Unfortunately, I'm sorry, officer. I was not looking out the window at that time. I did not see anything. And I feel bad in saying that.
But why, though? Because of how old you are? Because you don't want to be involved? Because you just said, I'm not from the streets. So, in essence, like, people that's not from the streets, which are considered civilian, like, you're allowed to tell. You're allowed to say, yeah, I did see something, because we're conditioned as humans, and this is just more playing the devil's advocate, we're conditioned as humans to want to help one another, or when you see another human being hurt, you want to do something about it. Well, you're supposed to feel that way. Some people don't, some people do. But you want to reach out and help. So if you see somebody, you just think, like, what if that was me? I would want somebody to say something and speak up about me. So you being a civilian, you being a person not from the street, you saw a crime. It's not even a demographic thing. It was just some young kids jumped out on some young kids and robbed them. Why wouldn't you speak up?
So let me say this. Natasha, I do not operate by the rules of, oh, they say you can snitch in this circumstances, or you're considered a civilian. Just let me finish. I understand what you're saying, and that's the quote-unquote rules of saying, oh, you're allowed to snitch because you're a civilian. No, I do what I feel is the best course of action for me. So yes, while it's a shame and people may disagree, like, I also have to think about my safety, my family's safety. And we know in this day and age, being of assistance to law enforcement can put your family in jeopardy.
Hell yeah.
So I'm not going to court, filing a report, having my name and information and all that kind of stuff have to show up and point people out. Like, let me tell you this, right? When I was 12 years old, went on a classroom trip to the freaking library, right? At Wayne and Shelton. Went to class trip, Wayne and Shelton, leave out the library, standing at the pretzel stand. Felt somebody like, boom, hit me in my back. And I turn around looking at the boys in my class thinking like they playing around too much. They push me. I'm like, when I get my pretzel, I'm going to punch them in their face. I don't know who did it, but I'm going to get them. Then I look to the left and I see this guy running down the street. Still didn't register. Next thing I know, I'm like, oh my God, he snatched my earrings. So that push in the back that I felt was a distraction
to him clicking your earrings.
And
off.
Thank God, like, you see how this didn't hurt my ear. Thank God he didn't rip them. But I guess he was so skilled in what he doing, like the way he pushed me. And I can't even imagine how he did it. I never felt his hands up here on both sides of my head. Just to think that skill of pushing me, snatching my earrings, and running. Don't know how he did it. But I didn't feel anything. But okay. The guy, I'll never forget, was a black guy that had the pretzel stand. He like, why you ain't saying nothing? That's what I got this for. This big behind shotgun. And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I wouldn't have wanted him shot for my earrings. Like, I'm sad, I'm mad. I had just got these for my 12th birthday.
You took my earrings.
No, this
nice
is the thing.
girl.
I had said something to the guy too. He was leaning on the gate, the library gate. As I walked up, I said, "You in line?" He just shook his head no, and then snatched my earrings. Ain't that crazy? So fast forward. Okay, I tell my teacher, the police come. They take me to the police station. They give you this binder to look through this binder to see if you see the guy. This was so sad to me. Even to this day, I think about it. They had so many pictures of black men that look so much alike. I'm talking about like
It's designed that way though.
Like the smallest feature. And I didn't pick anybody out because
That's how they're in order. They're not alphabetical or color coded. They're in order according to skin tone and how they look.
Yes, and that's
like
how it was. Like
book.
I had the time. Like, didn't I just see him back there? Like, wait, it was just so many pictures, and the police was going about their business. I was just sitting at the desk looking through this binder, just looking like, I can't believe they got all these people mugshots in here. Like, all these guys look alike. And they like, you see anybody? And I was just like, no. Because I didn't want to pick anybody out.
Well, did you see anybody?
They all look the same. But
did you see the guy that you said, are you in line?
I don't know. To that day,
so then you had to say no.
I thought I did a couple times.
Yeah.
Well,
if you'd have opened up the book, flip the page, flip to the third page, and saw him on the second
100%.
line, he was like, that's that motherfucker. I said, are you in line? And he, like, you said that in your mind. Would you just say, yeah, I see him. He right there.
I don't know. I know at that moment it was like, I thought I seen him a couple times, but I didn't want to take the chance of saying it was the wrong person.
Right.
Like, I didn't want to take that chance at all. Like, not at all.
Are you sure that's what it was? Or in hindsight, was it just that I don't want to be a tattle-tell? Like, I don't want to snitch?
That might have been it too. Because I know when the man told me he had the gun, I was thinking to myself, like, I would not have wanted him to get killed for the earrings. Like, I was mad. Maybe I would have wanted him to go to jail if the cops was there at the moment, but I damn sure didn't want him to get shot. And yeah, but at the police station, I was like, no, I'm not picking it out. So again, I say all that to say, if I see a crime happening, I'm not giving no statement. I ain't see what happened. I don't know what color shirt they had on. My head was down. I was praying. Whatever the situation is.
Would you do the same thing about an accident? If you was in your office and you was watching out the window just for a second, you seen a car come to the stop sign and turn, another car run into it, boom, and then the guy get out and run. And the cops come, start knocking on. Do you see anybody run out the car? And you actually saw the guy run. Would you say, yeah, he ran. He had on a blue hoodie and black jeans. Does the crime matter?
I probably wouldn't describe the person, I don't think. I might give some details about what I saw happen. Like, the car was coming and this car was coming and they hit him, and then somebody ran,
but you wouldn't on the robbery. You wouldn't say, "Damn, I saw these kids jump out the car and they did rob them, but I ain't see like their faces or what they had on because it happened so fast." You wouldn't even touch that. But a car accident, you about to give some detail.
Well, because that might just be for insurance purposes, not just like for criminal purposes. But I'm not putting my family in jeopardy with having my name on anybody's court records as being a witness. Like, I'm not coming to court. I'm not showing up. I'm not pointing nobody out. Like, I'm not getting wrapped up in that ever. Like, God forbid something ever happens to somebody that I love, because I think to myself, I would want somebody to help find a person that did something to my loved ones. So that is like, it's very hypocritical of me.
I think snitching is a part of our culture. I mean, you're told, everybody is told as a kid, you don't want to tattle-tell. But when you think about society and the society that we live in, everybody is conditioned to tell. Like, if somebody sees something, the way cameras are placed strategically around every neighborhood, like, everybody wants to peek in and tell. And from growing up, there's this certain like people looking out the window, people looking out the door. If somebody walking across the street, like, if you was doing something, somebody was going to say something. Like, because people just want to be a good human, I guess. I guess that's how they look at it. Like, no, I can't stand here and watch you beat that woman. Or I can't stand here and watch you, spank that kid. Or I can't stand, like, shit like that, where people always want to say something about, if a kid getting a spanking in the store, somebody's going to say, hey, you shouldn't hit that kid that way.
I think...
Because we're conditioned to, like, no, I want to intervene with that.
Exactly. I think that's more intervention than telling. Like, yes, I think I would be more prone to... if I seen some kids doing something dumb, like, y'all cut that out, go home, don't do that. I think I would be more prone to intervene than to tell.
How about a mom beating her kid?
You gotta kind of, beating her kid in what way?
Like, she's going upside his head. Like, he 12, 13 years old, and he may have cursed at her in the store, and she fucking him up in the aisle. Like, and you heard him say, come on, man, fuck out of here. And she like, what? And just start dogging him right there. You intervening?
No, he might need a dogging. He might need it. He might need it, because I can't say that I wouldn't do the same.
So what if you don't know?
Now it's a different situation.
What if you don't know?
Don't know what?
Why he's getting beat?
I'm not against kids being beat. Like, I'm just...
But I'm just saying, what if you walk around a Walmart aisle and you see a kid getting his ass beat? Not like he's being abused, but he's getting beat in front of everybody.
That ain't my business.
Okay.
Yeah, if he's getting... Now, like, because you clearly said not getting abused. Now, if it's like a 5-year-old and, like, she's smacking him in the face, like, sis, what you doing?
So what
Chill.
if you walk around the aisle and a nigga got his girl up against the frozen food aisle by her throat? And you're like, bitch, I told you not to be... And you just walking past, like, are you going to say something like, sir, you shouldn't be hitting that woman like that, or shouldn't be having her like that, or do you just keep walking by?
No, so this is where it
trying to see, like, where's your intervene level?
Right. See, this is where I struggle, because
because in 20 years we never encountered anything like that. So
but
I don't know.
You know me, I would want to be like, sis, you all right? Like, sis, you need, because this is what I know. This is what I know for sure, and from my own personal experience. Getting involved in domestics when it's not desired, when your involvement is not wanted, they gonna end up jumping you.
Okay, now let me just play that back real quick. Hold on, look. You said if you see a man choking a woman up and he got her by her throat. Let me just say, you already said what you would say. Sis, you okay? Obviously, she not okay if she gripped up by her throat.
But did you hear what I just said?
What?
Getting involved in domestics when your involvement is not wanted can turn on you. You been go and think you helping her, and she be like, bitch, get off my man. And then you end up getting jumped by both of them.
Okay.
And also, I've learned from my husband, when it comes to engaging with men, I have to be careful, because you know me, in the past, my mouth, I might have said something to a man in a certain way, and you be like, okay, chill, because
out of pocket.
because if something happens and he does something to you, now I'm automatically involved. So I have to be mindful of
And
my
you don't know if you're talking to a man who slapped women.
exactly.
You
So I
could be
have to be
talking to a
mindful
woman
of
beater.
my actions, because that can then transpire on you. So if something happens to me, no, it ain't just like, oh babe, I helped this lady who was getting beat up. It's, babe, I was trying to help this lady who was getting beat up, and now this man punched me in my face, and now you gotta kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where, in that situation, that's why I said, sis, from a distance, you all right? You want me to help? You want me to whatever? I don't even know how, but I couldn't just walk by and ignore it.
Snitching is a persistent feature of social life, yet violates a sacred norm central to many criminalistic theories, necessitating continued inquiry into its content, enforcement, and consequences.
This is one thing I was gonna say too when you said it's a cultural thing. It really is.
You think Chinese people be like, don't snitch?
No, but this is the thing. It really is on so many levels, because it trickles down into the workspace where, like, I have experienced issues as a leader. Now, this is in my past life, because I'm happy I don't have any direct reports, where it's like I know I gotta write this person up, but
that's what I'm talking about. What's stopping you from doing that? Because you start to think in your mind, is this snitching?
yeah, like it like.
But you don't have a problem with it.
Well, but that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't have a problem with it when it comes to affecting me.
So you not doing your job affects you.
Well, you didn't let me finish.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you start to rationalize, like, maybe I can talk to him and it's, or her, and it's not on paper, or maybe I can kind of pull her coattail and be like, look, get yourself together, blah, blah, blah. But you have to be mindful, because you pull the wrong person coattail and they tell. So, I mean, it's one of them things, like, if you got to do it, you got to do it. And for any of you who've been in leadership, I'm sure you can relate to what I'm saying. There are some situations where you know who coattail you can pull, and then somebody else, you like, I just got to write her up, because if I try to, like, give her a little wink and let her know, she been told on me, like, well, Natasha's. So it's one of them things where you got to kind of know your audience and measure it to know how. But it's one of them societal things where it does, if you have that mentality, like I have, like the environment we grew up on, it makes you feel uncomfortable. I literally, and I don't want to go into too many details, but I'll tell you about it afterwards. I literally encountered this situation today, and it made me so uncomfortable. But I had to address this. I had to address the situation. Now, luckily, nobody's getting fired, but I had to kind of let it be known future instances will result in that. But I had to, but it made me feel so uncomfortable. Now, again, it was a situation where if I hadn't said anything, nobody probably would have known about it. But if they found out about it and they found out that I didn't say anything, they could come back on me. You know what I mean? So it's one of them things where it's circumstantial.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's circumstantial.
So you're telling it's circumstantial.
Yes.
Was you told as a kid not to tattle-tell? Like if you kept coming back, or Erica kept coming back, mom, was you like, stop telling on your sister?
You know what? I wasn't told that, because I wasn't a tattle-tell. But I do tell our kids that, our nieces and nephews, like, if Aubrey comes and says, Mackenzie did something, why are you telling me that? Like, what she did affecting you, or you just telling to get her in trouble? That's where it's wrong.
Do you think that comes from, like, the origin of snitching is criminalistic, or do you think it roots from, like, slavery days and black people keeping secrets and having to not speak code and having to not tell and whisper and keep secrets, and that and they usually say generational curses only last 3 generations, but could that be the root of, like, not being a tattle-tell and not telling and keeping everything that, because a lot of shit was taken away from us, keeping everything that we got close to home, even family business, even the pedophile in the back room, like keeping all them secrets that we keep. And it's like, okay, to tell or to put family business out there is just fucking wrong. Is that the root of, in our culture, snitching? Or is it criminalistic, like you just don't tell on somebody you do a crime with? Because as a kid, I was told, having 4 brothers and a sister, it's like, okay, don't tell on each other.
Right, but see, you just said something. Don't tell on somebody you did a crime with. But I think it goes beyond that. Like,
but that's where it started at as a kid. It's the first time you heard stool pigeon, snitch, don't tell on people. Because as a kid, you getting bothered, after like 4 months, it's like, all right, enough.
But it's not that you did a crime with them. My whole logic with the kids is, don't tell on somebody just to get them in trouble. Don't tell on somebody for the sake of you just want to see them being punished.
Right.
It's almost like you want to, it's almost like you can't do anything to them, so you want to direct some punishment towards them. Like, so again, all right, they bothering you. Handle the situation. Even, if a kid hits you, I'm that parent, auntie, whatever you want to call it, that adult figure, hit them back. Come tell me, this person hit me and I punched them in the face. I'm 100% okay with that. Don't come back and tell me somebody hit you. Why are you telling me? Handle the situation. Parents, family members, adults, y'all might not agree with that. I don't care. That's my approach. Somebody hit my child, hit them back and tell me after the fact.
So so your whole dissertation of how you are not a snitch or can be is kind of ambiguous. Like, what?
It's circumstantial. If it impacts me, I am telling.
How selfish is that, though?
How is that selfish?
I'm just asking. I'm playing.
I hear what
I'm in no. I'm not defending anything. I'm just saying, how could you say yay for this and nay for that? Like, aren't you human? Aren't you empathetic? Don't you, just like you don't want the young kids to get robbed and you see like they didn't have guns and anything, like you wouldn't say, yeah, I saw them kids rob them, but you would say something to maybe a parent getting beat, or if I'm in a situation and I'm about to go to jail, then I'm telling.
If I'm going to jail for something that I didn't do, I am telling. I am not throwing my life away for the sake of a street code that I don't partake in. Like, I'm not going to accept punishment. There are people who have did life in jail on the strength of, I can't tell on my man. Your man didn't have you had so much respect and so many ethics around this street code that, I can't tell on him, so I'm going to allow my life to be thrown away behind bars. But he didn't think to himself, damn, I got too much respect for that man to let him throw his life away for something I did. How backwards of a mentality is that? Like, just really, I got so much respect for you. I'm going to go to jail for the rest of my life. I'm going to miss out on getting an education. I'm going to miss out on providing for my family. I'm going to miss out on raising my kids
just said
or having
with a man,
kids.
right? So
no, I'm talking about two men. This street code ethic. Like, I'm going to miss out on raising my kids or having kids, getting married. But listen, this man who actually did the crime, I'm going to let him enjoy his life. But he don't think to himself, you know what? I'm not going to allow this man to not do all these things.
Because of the situation that, first off, street dudes, nobody's going to turn themselves in and say, yo, give me the time. We got caught together, or we did something and you got caught, you deal with it just like I would deal with it. So you can't, I don't think you you don't understand, if you allow yourself to be in that position and you do tell, then that's a huge problem for the rest of your life. I'm talking about somebody who was on the run for 23 years because I didn't tell.
No, I get that. What I'm saying is, I get that it's a system. The system needs to be broken.
I'm not saying that's something I'm proud of, but it's like, if I'm who I say I am, if that's who I adopted, if I was doing those things, if I was robbing people and doing shit, then if something happens now, okay, somebody said I did something that I didn't, which was why I was like, okay, I have to make a decision here. So, but how can you just say you supposed to turn yourself in? Like, you are part of what, again, if you're a part of that, then that's the code that you're supposed to adopt. Everybody don't. It is a stupid code to throw your life away for somebody else's. But if you tell, you can't do anything.
No, I understand that.
Like,
That's
you
why I'm
can't
saying.
do anything. Like, everybody, like, you know how fast that word will get around that you're a snitch. And if you have to go to jail, and if you have to go to protective custody, and it's not court mandated, it's voluntary.
You requested it.
Like, I just don't I don't think you get like the type of lifestyle you'll have, or
listen.
quality of life you'll have while you're doing your time when you come home. Like, people, it's
I
bad.
understand that it's a system. It is a mentality that has been embedded in our brains, the next generations, and probably, down to like the 10, 11, 12-year-olds. That mentality needs to be broken. And not to say we need to teach people or teach kids to say snitch. We need to teach people to say stick. This is one that I love. Toya always has taught her kids. Stand on what you do. Mm-hmm. So don't allow another man to throw his life away for something you did. Have enough respect. And so that's where the thing is. Snitching wouldn't be a thing if people would stand on what they do. If you go into a situation with a friend, with a partner in crime, literally a partner in crime, and y'all going to rob a place and you shoot somebody and he did it, you shouldn't want that person.
Okay, so different scenario. You and your friend, you go into a store, rob a jewelry store, person gets killed. Don't nobody know who shot who. The cops don't know who shot who. But they want the shooter. And they're willing to give a deal to the first person who talks. You know you're going to jail because you was there, you robbed the store, and somebody got killed. Somebody died. But they're asking for the first person to speak up. They don't get life.
No, so in that situation, you're just doing it to lessen your time. It's like, then that's
hold on.
Rat.
You know in your heart, I didn't fucking stab the person. But I was there and I was doing what I was doing, but I didn't fucking stab the person. But within yourself, it's like, damn, I know I didn't stab the person. Do I deserve a right to come home one day? I do deserve to be punished. But do I deserve to get numbers instead of life?
Well, that in that situation.
And again, devil's advocate. I spent 23 years not telling. I'm just asking.
In that situation, that's considered a rat because you're doing it. Like, I know when it comes to y'all doing a crime together, somebody get killed, you're still getting a murder charge, just even though you didn't pull the trigger.
Right.
Because you were there.
But what I'm saying is the police want the shooter.
I understand that. You were there when the crime was happening. Y'all both getting a murder charge. For you to tell just to be like, well, if I tell first, then I'll get 20 years instead of getting 50 years. Like,
I don't think it happens like that. I think they come in there and say, okay, who shot who? Your friend is saying you did it, and you're like, no, the fuck I didn't. I ain't do it, but they lying. They trying to pin it on both of y'all. Okay,
somebody's lying on you.
Well, the cops is lying and saying your friend said it's all you. Your friend said you did it. You the one gonna get life. He gonna get 20 years. He gonna be home in 20 years. And they telling you this and lying, and you just like, man, I don't know if it's true or not, but I know I didn't fucking shoot him.
That's all you gotta say. I didn't shoot him. For you don't have to. And see, this is also why you don't get hooked up in situations with people that you can't trust and that you can't know. No, I'm serious.
Like criminals,
I'm saying, you said your friend is in there. If me and Toya's doing a crime, I know if we doing this crime and something happens, she ain't going in there and lying on me.
How do you know that?
That's all I'm saying. Because I know.
How do you know that though? And Toya, I'm not, I'm just saying, how do you know that when she got a whole goddamn family herself? She want to be out. She want to see her kids.
But she's not going to lie on me. That's just what I believe.
Okay.
She's not going to lie on me.
I'm not saying she is. I'm just saying, how do you know that? Because when you facing that kind of time, this is why people snitch. This is why the Fed's conviction rate is 98%, because people tell.
This is why I know criminals.
So you mean tell me there's nobody out there in jail doing life that thought that was my motherfucking sandbox nigga?
Oh yeah.
That's my day one. And guess what? He told.
But these
He told. I said the same thing. That nigga ain't gonna tell. We did mad shit together. He ain't gonna tell. Shit.
No, I
he
said
told.
lie on me. That's what I said. They're not gonna lie on me. Telling is one thing. Lying on you is another thing. If she shot somebody, she's not gonna go in there and say that I shot him.
So how about they come in there with signed paperwork saying this is already signed? She took the deal.
Y'all signed that, cause she ain't signed that.
Okay. All right, you gonna say that shit going and closing the deal?
She ain't signed that. Y'all signed. Matter of fact, I know how she writes. She don't make her T's like that.
In our culture, perception is reality, and when people think you snitch or think you told, then you're treated as such.
And I get that, and it's a shame because I know people have probably had to reorganize, not even reorganize, like change their whole lives. And I'm not talking about witness protection or anything like that. I'm talking about people who like, all right, I gotta move to the Hicks of South Carolina
to get
a
witness protection program.
Well, no, I'm talking about them doing it themselves, not like you're in the program with the cops, but just because of the stigma that has been placed on them, they've had to uproot their lives and move somewhere because they told whether it was for what they thought was a righteous reason or they were really being a rat.
If you have a boyfriend and y'all like in the thick of it, y'all been together 5-6 years, like this shit dude, like it ain't nothing new. Mm-hmm. And he come in the house with 100,000 cash, sweating, put the gun in the dresser, like I got away, babe, I got away, and he put 100,000 cash on the bed. You 26 years old.
You know I don't play them games.
I'm just saying, like, what you gonna leave him or
yes.
you gonna right then and there?
You know, I don't get. Okay, this may sound very oxymoronic to y'all, considering his situation, but I will tell you this: my husband.
I was an exception to the rule.
It wasn't that you were an exception to the rule. You did what you did prior to us being together, and although we lived our lives through the years that you were a fugitive, you were no longer committing crimes. Other than smoking weed, you wasn't committing any crimes. So I cannot be wrapped up in anything or anybody that's involved with any criminalistic endeavors. And this is why I say, yes, I'm from the streets, but I am not that street girl. I'm not holding no bricks for you. I'm not stuffing nothing up my butt. I'm not taking stuff on the Greyhound for you. I'm not putting nothing. I did used to put your weed like in my bra and stuff, but that was weed. You wasn't selling it. It was yours. I'm not hiding no guns for you. I'm not buying no guns for you. I know somebody that did time in a federal prison in Connecticut for straw purchases, and she ain't no gangster at all. I don't even like her, but yeah, I know a chick, federal time, straw purchases, buying guns. I'm not that girl. I was a ride or die for you because I knew that ride. First of all, I knew you wasn't gonna set me up to die, so that ride that we were on was on the positive side to do good things. I am not that girl. I'm not cutting up no coke with you. I ain't bagging up nothing with you. I ain't doing drop-offs and pickups. Nope, none of that. I don't want to be involved in none of that kind of stuff because one, I don't want to have to be watching my back, worrying about who's kicking the door in, who's going to follow me, who's going to kidnap me. Can you imagine somebody kidnapping me?
Yeah, I mean, if your boyfriend or your man into that shit, you know.
I'm cool.
Be a gangster, be some gangsters doing some gangster shit.
Be a gangster when being a gangster is necessary. I know under the circumstances, your gangster will still come out if it's to protect me, protect our home. But I don't need you to just be a gangster out here doing stuff. Get a legal job.
No,
I don't want no illegal money coming. And not only
we got it.
But no, not only that. I just don't believe that you will be blessed the same with that illegal money too.
Right.
So you've been think, oh, this $100,000. Yeah. Your house been done blew up.
I'm sure the people still don't know out there whether you would snitch or not. Because
on
it's
who?
On anybody. So all circumstantial. It depends on if it's a friend. It depends on if it's a cousin, a sister. It depends on if it's a boyfriend, a husband.
If you did something and I know about it, I am not snitching on you. It ain't my business.
If I murdered somebody?
Listen, you said they don't know, so I'm going to make it clear. If you did something and I don't know about it, it don't have nothing to do with me. It ain't my business. I could know about it. I ain't telling nobody. It don't involve me. I got secrets stored about people all the way in the back of my brain. I ain't the secret teller. If you did something and you lie on me, I am telling on you. Okay? I am telling on you. I am not doing time for you. He's the only person that I would go behind bars for. I'm not doing time for you. If we did something together and I get caught, I'm not telling on you. Because I'm going to get my just punishment. I don't even know what you look like. I dropped my glasses, officer. I couldn't see. I can't see without my glasses. I'm not telling on you if we did something together. So there we go.
But if y'all did something together, they know you know them. So you dropping your glasses like you didn't see them doesn't fly.
She called me number 7. I call her number 9. Like we ain't even know each other names.
This is a fucking
that movie.
Yeah.
She was number 9. I was number 7. We just hooked
Mr.
up.
Mr. Orange and Mr. Blue.
Yeah, I don't know her name. So that's it. If you did something, it don't have nothing to do with me. I ain't telling on you. I ain't giving no statement. I'm not getting involved in it. But if you lie on me, you got 40. It depends on who it is.
Like
Toya, Erica, Sierra. I'm giving y'all 48 hours to get y'all affairs together because I know y'all got to get things situated. Then my expectation is that you gonna show up to the police station.
All right.
And tell them to let me go.
All right. Jesus fucking Christ. You made me forget what I was about to say.
You asked me to clarify for the people.
No, but you was going like on and on and on, and I still don't really know if you gonna snitch or not. You might tell, you might not tell. For people out there, speaking to a different audience, when you from that culture and you from the street, it's something that is supposed to, you know, when I was growing up in the 90s, it was a thing. I don't know how much of a thing it is now because it seems like more and more people tell.
It was a thing to not tell you?
To not tell. Like, okay. Yeah, it was like a big deal. Like, if you snitched on somebody, especially if you was, like I said, a street dude. Like, you can't tell. Like,
do you think that it's more now, or do you think that just the information is more readily available for people to know?
Oh, I definitely think it's more readily available because of the internet. Right. And a lot of shit that, and from like education, like we didn't know back in the day, a lot of shit was public record. That was a term you never even heard before. But when you started hearing it, and it's like, oh, you can look up shit.
Right. So do you think that there really are more snitches, or do you think that it's just now people are finding out about it more?
The feds have a conviction rate of 98%, and I think a lot of it is because people tell. I think a lot of people. And it could be some of the toughest dudes. It could be some of the guys with, you know, it could be a guy with 5 or 6 homicides that you know for sure he did. Some people just tell. I mean, he could have that on the street and have that reputation. But when you get in those rooms and they start talking about you ain't coming out of jail and you're going to get 400 months and all this crazy shit, I don't know why. I mean, I kind of know why, but people break down. People, I mean, fucking episodes of First 48 have we seen where
people tell.
People gangster, they online with guns and all that murder shit, and then when they get in that little room and those same goddamn Detective Jason get on his ass, it's a problem. I mean, people just tell, and I want to know where it stems from. Like, again, so you don't think it's from the slavery days and us keeping secrets and it all being the root there
of people telling. I think that
of us being conditioned not to tell.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that might be part of it. Just that don't snitch, you know, don't get somebody else in trouble. Just not wanting to get another person in trouble. Which again, I don't.
But even back further, where it was like, don't let the white man know we know how to read. Like that kind of shit. Keep a secret. Like where it started from in the origin of like everything is in our culture. Keep it safe to us, to the vest, and don't tell people.
No, I don't. I think that's 2 different things. I think the no snitching thing came because it's like you don't want to get your fellow brother man.
So you think it's trouble. All criminalistic.
Right. I mean, even if they weren't necessarily committing crimes, you know, they did something that's like, all right, we'll all take you ever hear about like siblings, like we'll all take the punishment because we're not going to tell on one of our siblings. So I think that mentality may come from there, but I think as it evolved, it's gotten muddy because like, it's like, okay, I understand and not wanting to tell on your fellow brother man and getting them in trouble, but at the same time, do you put yourself on the line for that person?
I mean, I have a different outlook on it now, and that's another thing they say it changes by age. Because I mean, I don't do shit criminal no more. I'm not in a criminal life no more. So, and I have more empathy towards people. So I don't want to see people hurt. I don't want to see a woman getting beat up. I don't want to see a kid being abused in a store. So having that fine line between intervene and snitching, I mean, I don't know. Like the dude who tried to rape the girl in Walmart, like if I see some shit like that, and I don't know what I would do when the cops say, oh, this guy ran away. What did he have on? Did you see anything? And this lady's there crying, dress ripped the fuck off. I don't know what I. Yeah, I don't know what I do. I mean, it's sad to say, I don't think I would because of just how I'm wired. But I don't know because the empathy, it takes over as I get older, and like I just don't want to see people hurt. I don't want to see no human beings hurt each other. I don't want to see nobody get done dirty. And if I witness some shit like that, I almost feel compelled to say something. If I see
sad about it?
No, if I see a woman being beat up by a man, back when I was younger, my first thought, which is wrong, is like, damn, what the fuck she do? Like she cheated or something like that. And it's like, that's wrong, where it's like, you should be a man and be like, yo, that shit's wrong. But again, that guy could have a gun on him, could turn around and shoot you. You know what I mean? You don't know what you intervening on. So it's a fine line whether you tell, intervene, all that kind of stuff.
Let me ask you this. I know you said your street code, how you was raised, what what you stand on. You and your brother. Mm-hmm. Everybody who know y'all knows y'all look very similar, right? Let's say you don't have locks, because that would kind of be a giveaway, right? Something go down, something happen, pow, 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 your brother pulled out a gun, he shot somebody. They looking all over. Somebody see you, like, oh my God, that looked like the guy that was on the cops, that was on the news that the cops looking for. They call the cops come arrest you. We're arresting you for this crime. And they show you the camera, like, we got you on camera. We seen you committing this crime. And they show you the camera. You looking like, that's Rasheen. Are you telling that that's your brother?
What day is it?
What day?
Yeah.
It's a Saturday.
He got probably till Monday morning
to turn himself in.
I get a phone call and I'm gonna be like, yo, bro, they got you on camera. Like, they got me locked up though. They talking about I murdered, but they got you on camera, bro. Like,
All right, so he got until Monday morning. He don't show up Monday.
I don't think I would tell. I think I would be like, I think at that point I would be like, I would put the pressure on him to turn himself in and let him know that
he got a family, he got a wife.
I understand
and 4
that,
kids.
but I would do that first, put the pressure on him, and then I would just think I can't tell, because it just ain't gonna sit right with me, and I probably would just hope that the evidence shows it's not me.
So court. You got to go to trial. They come in, we charge you with murder. I get you a lawyer. We going through the process. You can take 2 years.
No, I don't. I ain't going to jail for nobody murder. So let me just. I don't. Not for his. I ain't saying and I love him, but it's different because what you saying, right? In the streets, you don't do that because something can happen to you, right? Mm-hmm. So my brother can't do nothing to me. You see what I'm saying?
I get that. So but are you still telling, like, this is not me, this is this person?
I don't think I would say that. I don't think I would say this is not me, this is him. I would put the pressure on him to step up and say
he
something.
Doesn't come forth. He's scared. You can't find him. You can't call him. He ain't turning himself in. He's scared. Nobody know where he's at. You're going to trial for murder. Is that what you're saying? And you're going to rely on the justice system to set you free. Is that what you're saying?
Hell no, that's not what I'm saying. Hell no, that's not what I'm saying. But I think it's different circumstances because because it's a brother and it's not a street dude who I have to, I would think, watch my back, worry about my lifestyle because all my friends or my neighborhood think I'm a snitch. Or
so because he's not in the street,
that's what I think.
Then you can snitch.
No, I'm not saying you can, but I'm saying that would be I'm being honest here.
I'm listening.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Because you about to make me lose my goddamn train of thought. The girl just said, don't interrupt me. Yeah, I think because I think there's a correlation there to say, okay, when I'm in the streets, I would not tell because I'm worried about people doing something to me if they know I'm a snitch or if they know you're a snitch. I think if it's your brother or if it's your sister, you don't have that same type of thought process behind it.
So you would tell?
I don't know.
Okay. Change the scenario. Let's just say...
I don't think I would, but I don't know.
Okay, change the scenario. Same situation, it just ain't your brother. You know, they think all black men look alike. And, you know, let's say you lived in we lived in a hood still, whatever. So they showed you like, somebody reported you as being the person on the news that the cops looking for. You know it ain't you. They arrest you and they like, you look like this guy that got locks and got a big beard that just committed this crime.
Oh, yeah.
You telling on that person?
Yeah, because that's not to me, that's not snitching. We didn't get together and I didn't do a crime with you and I told on you. They picked me up off the street and said I'm somebody that I know I'm not, and I know the person who they said it is.
Yeah.
Then yeah, it's that motherfucker.
So I said the same thing.
No, you didn't.
I said if you lie on me or if I'm blamed for something that I didn't do.
No, you didn't say blame. You kept saying lie. You said if you lie on me, if you lie on me. If I'm walking down the street and I get picked up and they like, you killed this person, and they show me a picture and it's Roger up the street, and I know Roger up the street. It's like, no, that's fucking Roger up the street. My name is Walter. That's not me. Like,
so you snitching on Roger?
I don't know Roger. Yeah, it's Roger up, like.
So it's okay to snitch if you don't know the person.
No, I'm not. You trying to get my words?
No, I'm trying to understand street code.
No, in the streets you can't tell. If you walking down the street, minding your business, and you get picked up, and they saying you shot somebody, and it's fucking Mike up the street who fix cars on your block all the time, and they like, you look like him, it's you, and you look at the picture and say, nah, that's fucking Mike. Like, I know where Mike is. Me and Mike ain't friends. I might see Mike once a week. He live on my block.
So you're snitching on Mike.
I ain't going to jail for Mike's murder.
I wouldn't go to jail for Mike's
I'm not
murder
going to
either.
jail
I'm
for
just
Mike's
saying.
murder.
Okay.
I ain't going to jail for you. I don't know. What would y'all do in certain situations? Is it a no snitch policy? And be transparent. Be honest. Like, I don't even have to defend. Like I said, I spent 23 years on the run because I didn't tell. But what would y'all do in that situation? Are you going to jail? Are you going to tell somebody? Are you going to tell on somebody? Put the question up so people can answer and get engaged. I want to see what y'all think. Like, women, men, what the hell do y'all think? If you adapt a certain type of lifestyle, what's the rules? Is it rules? Is it not? Want to know. What's your beef?
You know what my beef is? This, and maybe one episode we can talk about this more in depth. People seeking validation on social media. You know, it's gotten to a point where nothing is off limits. People share everything for the sake of like, ooh, look what I did. Like, and it's really to the point where it's not like even motivational or educational, or it's seeking validation. It's like you want to get people to approve of what you did or approve of you. And it's so sad. Like, why did we get, or how did we get to this point? And it makes me think, what did past generations do to fill this void that people have socially where they need to be so accepted and they need to be approved of. And it's just really sad. And what makes it even more sad is you see it in older generations. Like, I mean, I'm not old, but like people our age, you see this in the 30 plus crowd. It ain't just the younger people. We know, social media, they was born with phones in their hand, but we see this in the 30 plus crowd, and it's so sad. Like, and I'm just going to address ladies for now. Let's stop seeking validation. Be who we are. Be who you are. Whoever like you will like you. Whoever don't. Find your tribe. People who agree with your way of thinking, your style, your hair, your whatever you do in your life. That's your tribe. That's the people that you can flex with. The other people who may not like it, so what? Stop looking for validation and looking for approval from everybody. It's sad. It's a bad look, y'all.
Wonder who that is.
What's your beef?
My beef is goddamn Hertz Rent-A-Car. Hertz Rent-A-Car, I got a beef with because y'all gotta let me get this right. I got a beef with Hertz Rent-A-Car. Y'all got a fucked up
policy?
No, y'all got a fucked up, outdated record system within y'all whole system with all y'all Hertz organizations, and y'all are targeted black people. For all the cars that y'all lose, y'all getting cops to retrieve these cars. So you rent a car from Hertz, you have a rental agreement, and you even call and say, I want to extend my rental. They text with you and say, yeah, you confirm, you do this, bring it back to this location and all that. And their system automatically, if it doesn't reset in their system, it automatically reports the car stolen. And instead of them paying for a new record system, they called the cops to retrieve these cars. Chantel Riggs got pulled over for having a car in Florida, and she rented it for a week. She wanted to keep it for another week. Text the guy, he texted her back. She had the rental agreement from the first time. As soon as she extended it for a week, she went to the store to get some pizza. Cops pull her over and say the car's stolen. She spent 37 days in jail. 37 days in jail because they said the car in their system is stolen. This happened to a couple hundred people across the board. She spent 37 days in jail, missed out on graduation from her nurse's school, missed out on one of her kids' birthdays because she was locked the fuck up in jail. And you know how she got out? She pled guilty to grand larceny because they was going to keep her in there. So she had to plea out. And then it happened to another guy, a man. Same thing. I'm not done. He got locked up because he had a rent-a-car. He ran to the store to get something for his mom and got pulled over. And they was like, the car's stolen. He was like, nah, this is my mom rent-a-car. And then they checked all that stuff. He had the rental agreement in the glove compartment. They locked him the fuck up.
So wait. Okay, let's go back to Miss Riggs. 37 days. She had the communication with the person.
She had the rental agreement and 7 text messages from the guy at Hertz saying the car was extended. It didn't matter. They locked her up on the spot because in the police system, that car with that tag was stolen.
Okay, I get that. At that moment, she's locked up. So as soon as, let's say 3-4 days that it takes to get in contact with this gentleman who verifies, no, we agreed to extend her rental agreement. Why couldn't it have been resolved at that point?
It wasn't resolved at that point. They didn't get in touch with them. And I think the corporate office from Hertz takes over at that point, and they want to, this is how out of touch it is. They want to prosecute to the fullest extent of the law for a person with a stolen car. So they don't even know the nuances of it. All they know is the car is stolen, we prosecute. They don't even know the details of the car, and this person texts back with somebody who works there, who leaves in fucking 8 hours. It's not part of like corporate Hertz. It's fucking Joe who works at Hertz. So that's who you was texting with. The lady got locked up for 37 days, didn't go to nursing school, didn't graduate, missed one of her kids' birthdays, and the only reason why she got out is because she pled guilty. Now she can't get a fucking job because she got a felony on her record. So my beef is with Hertz. Y'all targeting black people with the Hertz rent-a-car. Y'all got outdated record systems. Y'all need to get this shit together. And y'all putting a felony on somebody's record. Like they can't get jobs because you got locked up behind a stolen car. The guy said he was so mad. He was locked up in jail for a month for a car he paid for. He paid for it. I'm gonna let you read the story and hear the story after the show.
I hear what you're saying. That's just insane to me. It makes me think like to do these, which is understandable. I know everybody doesn't have money for a lawyer, but it's like as soon as I get a lawyer, I'm gonna say, okay, you need to go here. I understand the Hertz corporate office is enforcing this, but they have satellite offices like this. That is crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you read the story.
And to do the jail time is one thing. You can't get that time back in your life, but that's horrible. But to now have this on your record?
She was going to get a pizza.
That's crazy.
And ended up not being home for 37 days.
That's sad.
Behind a car that they charged your card for, you paid for. You got text that saying,
that's what I'm saying.
I extended my time for a week.
The lawyer needs to be able to present, not me plead guilty.
That's how she got out. She pled guilty to grand larceny, and the guy pled guilty to grand larceny also.
That's sad.
3 grams. T.I. goes off on comedian for making jokes about rape allegations.
This is one of them situations where it's like it makes you think, is the comedy world in jeopardy because we know that people have because of people and their sensitivities. It'll be like, oh, you can't make a joke about this, and we talked about this last week. Like, you know, my personal opinion is I'm not going to laugh at jokes about mentally challenged people. That doesn't mean that comedians are going to stop making those kind of jokes. I'm sure there's other people who think like me, but rightfully, you know, they can make jokes about what they want. But now people are going to have to be fearful of who's going to come on stage or stop their performance or like interrupt them, because like I feel like if you're a public figure and your life is on public display, anything can be fodder. Not saying whether it's right or wrong, but literally you can't tell somebody. Anything can be. I'm not saying it's right that they should or shouldn't, but it doesn't mean that
anything can be. So your kid having cancer, that could be for fodder.
It can be. I'm not saying that.
I'm just asking because I'm just trying to go to the extreme to see if anything's off the table. That's
no,
why I said,
I'm not saying there are some things that should be off the table. But what I'm saying is when you're a public figure and your life is on display, that gives people more material to pull from. And you know that.
But when you are that, does your kid having cancer, is that a part of it?
No, that definitely should be off the table. People hopefully have some sensibility and some empathy to know that they won't make a joke about that.
In the comedy world, when they say comedians should be able to be the one people that adds levity to all situations, that makes us laugh at ourselves, and they're not too big to laugh at themselves. Mm-hmm. Everybody can get joked on. Like, that's wrong. There should be like a edit on comedians. There should be some things off the table, like your kid having cancer.
I would,
or the lady that she drowned her kids in the car, and then they joked about it the next night. Like, is that?
I would think that comedian should have something in their heart that they wouldn't want to make a joke about that. But again,
but it's material. It's what you want to make. As a comedian, it's whether it's something tragic or something, a Ferris wheel, something happy, you find the humor in it. So you want to be the first to make the joke, the 9/11 joke. And you don't know whether it's too soon. What you always
tell me about jokes, make sure everybody think it's funny.
Yeah.
There are some things that you have to think as a person yourself. Is that what you want to build your career off of? Now, in this situation with T.I., I think he's, you and your wife out here thruppling. It's and I don't know exactly what the girl said, but
thruppling.
Yeah, just because you don't want it.
T.I. pull up, boo,
to our house. Hey, Clifford.
Oh, fuck Clifford ass. You come all the way from ATL for that. One rap song you gotta listen to your whole life. What is it?
When the Remy's in the system, ain't no telling. Well, I did some. That's what they be yelling. I'm a pimp out blood, not relation.
That used to be your joint. What your jeans said?
Give it to me.
That was your joint.
Give me that. That's me and my sister Erica. Anywhere we've been so we've been at Jay-Z concerts, and that song come on, I FaceTime her and we rap it together. That's like my favorite rap song, I think.
Mine would be Song Cry.
I almost said that, but yeah.
Mine would be Song Cry. Yeah. I could listen to Song Cry 1,000 times over and over again. Oklahoma State approves a bill for abortion to be a felony. We chatted about this earlier, but and I know how you feel, and excuse me, our listeners know how you feel about abortion by now, and I don't think that they think that you think that people should be felonized because they had an abortion. You just don't like it, but you don't want women to be charged or doctors to be charged, right? Like, you don't want to go that far. You just want them to listen and not get abortions.
Right. So, yeah, the law did say that it's not towards the patients or the
Right.
women in this situation. Doctors would be charged. And the thing with that is the danger.
And there's only one, not to cut you off, you can finish. The exceptions are to save the mom's life. You can get an abortion in Oklahoma. You face up to 10 years and $100,000 if you're a doctor who does the procedure.
Well, one, I don't think this is going to be upheld because the Supreme Court federal ruling Roe versus
Wade. But you know
Wade.
They're trying to turn that over.
They're trying, but they have not as of yet. So I think that will override this rule. And not to take this to a biblical standpoint, but God does say we have to follow the laws of the land. If the law of the land, and I don't know, that's like a weird space anyway, but it's legal. So how can you arrest people for doing it? But the danger in that is that now you present a situation where people are going to be going to, I'm not saying this to be funny, like, how people get botched surgeries. You're going to people that ain't really credentialed to do it, like they know how to do it a little bit, but they ain't doing it right. Women are going to be putting their lives in danger if they are really adamant about doing this, because any real credentialed doctor is not going to want to put their licensure on the line.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're going to be saying, no, we can't do it. And then you're going to be going to these people like, come over here to our, clinic and we can do it for you for $60. And people can, women will be getting sick, infections, dying. I remember my grandma telling me back in the day about women dying from back alley abortions. Now, she would always refer to it like that. I don't know if women were really having abortions in the alley.
I seen one on a movie. It was like, lady had her legs open, no anesthesia. They heat up
and they would use hanger. Yeah, my grandma used to tell me about that. Out. Yeah, so I mean, it's like,
and then they would destroy her, her genitalia in the process of it. She wouldn't be able to have kids again because of the burns and stuff like that. But that's how they used to do them.
And it's like, okay, is that what we are going to force women to go to? I think we have to find more effective ways to dissuade women from having abortions, but also provide other viable options. I know there are women out here who are just recklessly having abortions. They have an unprotected sex and just like, oh, I ain't keeping that baby. Like, sign me up for abortion number 9. Like, I'm getting my $375 together or however much it costs. But you also have some women who may find themselves in situations where it just may not be economically feasible for them to take care of another child. And yes, we can say, well, you should have did A, B, C, D, E, F, G to stop yourself from getting pregnant. But at the end, they're pregnant. So how can they be helped? So y'all know, like he said, my beliefs are my beliefs, but I don't believe that women should be criminalized for it. Oklahoma, though, I'm not surprised. That's one of those states that they call like the Bible Belt states.
And I gotta push back on that law of the land shit, because I'm trying to think of the state, but it just came out today that the state and the senators in the state passed a law where there's no age requirement to get married. And it was talking about that state had a lot of pedophiles in it, and it's just a ploy for adults to marry kids. So that law of the land shit, for me, like, some laws shouldn't even be in effect, and just because they're there doesn't mean you have to live by them. And I don't want to promote like breaking a law, but to make a law that says there's no age requirement on marriage, so this 25-year-old can marry a 13-year-old, fuck that.
But you still have to think about consensuality laws. So there may not be an age requirement. So let's say 2 15-year-olds want to get married, which is stupid. But you still, I don't think you can't allow a 25-year-old and a 13-year-old, because now you're talking about a non-consensual relationship.
What if it is a consensual relationship?
You can't consent, I don't think, until I think 16 is
25 and 16. Okay, I went to the extreme.
Still,
if you're 25 and 16, it's still like, what the fuck?
That's still horrible. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And I think the 16 is the consent age across the states.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one place it's 13.
Jesus.
One place, because I think I was watching a podcast the other day and they looked it up. One place, one state, it's 13. And I don't know what state it is. But across the board, it's 16. But how are you going to write a law that says there's no age requirement on being married? Like, it's an age requirement on going to war, on doing other shit, on driving. Like, you can get married at 14.
Right.
Like, this isn't like The Color Purple. Like, what? It's not cool.
It's not cool, and it's sad. Unfortunately, in other countries, they do that. Like, you have in Indian countries. I'm sorry, that was very ignorant of me. In India, you have...
You could have said Asian countries.
Right, well, in Asian countries, but I know it's primarily in, like, those, like, India and some Middle Eastern countries as well, where you have arranged marriages and stuff like that, and the girls are extremely young. Maybe in some African countries too. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's not good.
Let's do a wrap.
You got a little thirsty there.
Act 2 the podcast, episode 65.
Where can they find it?
You can find us on act2thepodcast.com. You can catch us on Facebook, Facebooking. You can catch us on Instagram, Instagramming. You can catch us on YouTubing. You can catch us on Anchor, holding shit down. You can catch us on
I was slow.
Radio Public, because we outside. You can catch us on TikTok, ticking with the talkers. You can catch us on Breaker, breaking shit, breaking barriers. And you can catch us on Spotify, spotting you haters.
I think you forgot one.
No, I did.
Oh.
That was it. Act 2 Podcast, episode 65. If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should.